Hello, everybody. My name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for Spin Fishing character. Today's been a bit weird. I logged in about 8 p.m. and figured I'd just kind of spin around over by the shore here, and I've caught 10 fish in the 4 hours, including a spin fishing weekly record zebra mussel and a 460 gram spin fishing roach and whatever I have on the line here. So I figured I got to at least come in now because whatever this is a pretty good fish. This is my 8-kilo reel. Looks like a decent Zander. Yeah, it is. 2.5 kilo Zander. So here's what I've caught so far in 10 minutes, 12 minutes basically. The zebra mussel, did not look as big as it turned out to be. That was the weekly record. And then just kind of a smattering of fish, and I have just been right in this general area between the island and the starting, and I got another fish on. No, I don't. Between the town and the island, so we'll see how the night goes. I may take a quick pause, but it's been a weird one. That 2.5 kilo Zander was a surprise, so I figured I at least needed to come in for that because it was pull and drag initially. And unfortunately, I had a process dead on my laptop, so it took me a second to get the recording going. The software for my mouse was dead, so when I initially tried to hit the record button, it did nothing. Because I've got one of my mouse buttons mapped up as a macro to start the recording and stop the recording, another one to pause it, things like that. So we'll see what we can get today. If it goes a little bit slow here, I may take another pause. But since I've been getting some decent Zanders, we'll see what happens. So on this rod, I've got the standard homemade spinnerbait. Really the same thing as the last time where we caught the trophy chub. I've got the original crank 7 on that rod, and I've got the Dodger crank 7 on that rod. Rod 1 is my big HSV rod and reel, and rod 2 here is my mosquito, and then this one's just the good old Lacerti. Still haven't fully decided what's next for this character. I'm leaning towards staying big reels rather than ultralight, but we shall see. I will say the last video was one of the best videos I've had, so fishing for some of the smaller stuff may be worth it. I'm still debating potentially getting an ultralight rod, but I don't know. Small Vendus there. Been a bit of a weird day. One of the houses next to me was having a new roof put on, so I've been hearing banging all day. Weird for it to actually be quiet. Kind of weird day to have a new roof put on too, because it was a rainy, dreary day. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause since it's super slow. If anything happens, we'll come back in. Well, we're back real quick here. This one didn't look like it was going to be as good as it was, but a nice 250 gram Vendus. Got it right here along the dock, kind of right in the grass area there. Didn't expect it to be good. I thought it was going to be a non-marker and was just going to skip it. Caught that pretty much right as I turned around right after pausing. We'll see. Nighttime's not the best time for fishing here, but We'll go ahead and pause again. If we get something decent, we'll be back. And we are back. Sun's starting to come up, and Rod 2 is pulling a lot of drag. So this could be a good fish. I think I'm going to stay in the area here just because I've been getting some decent fish over here. Trying to set the hook a little bit there. Keep in mind, this is an 8-kilo reel, so it's not an amazing reel, but it's not a bad reel either. And to be pulling drag like it was, and still is, really, good sign. Trying to chase it a little bit while still giving the other rod a chance to hook something. Not trying to just spin circles around the fish. But at the same time, I want this fish. I think it's a good fish. Thinking Zander. Maybe salmon. Probably Zander or an asp. Or maybe another chub. We'll see. My gut says this is a Zander. And my gut was right. Looks like a Zander. I just I thought I muted when I went to clear my throat there, but I just unzoomed instead of muting my work mute button. What I hit instead of my mute button for this. Nice 4.7 kilo Zander, 380, 3800 XP. That's a nice fish. And I got something over on rod 1 in the process. Still laughing that I hit the work mute button. Dang, another good fish over on 2. I may switch little perch there. I'm tempted to switch this rod over to using the same original crank. Fish over on 1 as well. I don't think it's as good as this one. Looks like another Zander. Trying to figure out where I was. How close to the wall I was. For sure. I don't fish this area too often. The fact that I'm getting interest here means I'm probably going to stay. I've gotten some decent fish. I hope it's a pike. A good pike. 3.904 pike. Yeah, there wasn't anything on that one. I'm mistaken. Honestly, I want to switch over to the original crank. I think I've got a second one. The only thing that might be different is this one may have different hooks. Size 2 hooks on that one, and on the big rod, size 6 hooks. So may have to switch that out. We'll see. It comes a size 6. God, forgot I have so many of those foam rubber fishes. Another zebra mussel, 59 grams. This is about the same spot I caught the other one. It's weird to me to catch spin fishing mussels. And the 117 gram one looked about the same size as that 58 gram one did. Looks like a fish on. Bendy. Reading an email. Good old obligatory beach the boat at least once a episode. Someone on my team doing a little bit of work tonight, and I was reading the email that just got sent to see if it was important or not. See if everything went well or not. Still stuck. But I heard a fish. Might even be one on the other rod, too. Tiny pike. Not as good as I was hoping. This is an HSV, so pulling drag at 20 is not bad, but it's not as good as I thought it was. I thought I already had drag. My friction brake turned up a little bit more than I did. It's a Zander, though. 1.878 Zander. Tiny Zander. One of those almost not worth keeping Zanders. Looks like a small perch, maybe. Yep. Nothing spectacular there. Seems like more right in here has been the better area for me. AKA evidently the black pool. $962 perch. Trying to avoid getting in the junk over there. Looks like I'm going to make the turn this time. I thought there was a fish over there on one. Now there is a fish over there on one, and there's a fish here. Looks like another Vendis. Small Vendi. Not one on one. Wrong. Actually slowed down during the day. Early time. Early evening was a great time. Whoa. Evidently, we'll see what we got here, though. At least hopefully we'll see what we have here. This is not a really big reel. Keep in mind this is only a 5 kilo reel. That I think is already worn down to about a 4.5, 4 kilo reel. Ah, fish got away. Dang it. Even had tension on it when it popped off. Yeah, well. Not much I can do about that. Good fish. I'm closer to shore than I thought I was. Looks like another Vendus. Oh, a little bit. It's it's the day of weird spinfish. 2 zebra mussels, a big roach, and a bleak fin fishing. What's next? Am I gonna somehow get a carp? Come on, fish. Four-legged thing is enjoying a good day. Last year, a year ago today, is when he got dropped off at the local pet shelter surrendered because he had pulled his previous owner down on walks too many times and hurt her. The energetic thing that I've got calmed down quite a bit. Still gets excited. And has put on a little bit more weight now that he's almost full grown. He'll be 2 in June. But Jay's definitely up. A lot less stressful of a day. We'll pull in a dace spin fishing. Dropped off at the shelter today, a year ago. He was fixed tomorrow, and I got him on Friday. A year ago. So he was not happy at the shelter. Just bark. Didn't like being cooped up. Still doesn't like being cooped up in a room or a crate or anything like that. I had already signed the paperwork to adopt him, and a couple of the foster groups were dropping pets off that they had fostered and had ended up getting adopted. And they were all talking about the dog that I was adopting. And I heard references just kind of standing in the area waiting for them to finish the paperwork. And there were a couple other people adopting pets ahead of me, some of which were the pets that those foster folks had brought. And they were all talking about who was going to take this dog in another spin fishing Blake. And I thought I heard enough of it, and right as I heard which one they were talking about, the person led that dog out to me, and all the fosters were very happy that he got to go home with me. But also, as I was bringing him home, he wanted to play with all the fosters too, so it was a good day. I'm actually taking on Friday off that 4-letter W word just because it'll be the first day I've taken off in 6 months, but also to hopefully go take him for a wander in a state park and go 3 or 4 miles along the trails. It's going to depend on weather a little bit. It might be cold and rainy. We'll have to play it a little bit by ear. Weather has been, the forecast has been changing daily. I actually haven't looked at it today. Earlier in the week, there was a 3% chance of rain. Yesterday, there was a 70%. Now there's an 84% chance of rain, but it looks like it's going to be short lived and maybe late in the day. And if that's the case, I'll be able to get my plan. Denied? Nope, little chub. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be evening, nighttime rain, so I should be able to. Maybe raining when I'm recording this, but let's see, today's Wednesday, so Friday for me will be, I'm recording this on Wednesday, it'll go live on Thursday. Recording on Friday, it'll be bin fishing again. Tomorrow, Thursday, will be flow fishing. Tiny, tiny pike. Another tiny, tiny pike. I want to. This rod has done nothing for a little bit. I'm going to recast it. It immediately got a bite. Nothing spectacular here, but another tiny pike. Went around and laid the other way time. Was sleeping with his head on the far armrest on my couch, and now he moved over and turned over on his other side so he can stare at me. A couple days ago, he was actually sitting with his paw on my hand while I was playing. Almost like he was trying to control the mouse. Speaking of the mouse, it was starting to run out of battery power. Trying to get a cord to plug it into that was sitting underneath what I had dinner in. Sorry about some weird noises there. Once I realized what was going on, I muted. What is today? A river mussel spin fishing. Weirdest combination of spin fish I think I've seen. Not necessarily, I'm not really complaining. I'm just, it's funny. It's strange. I like it. An asp or another chub? I think that's another good chub. Trying to keep it above water. Well, I got it above water. Yeah, 1.5 kilo chub. Another roach spin fishing. Just want to catch a carp spin fishing today. That'll, or a sleeper. What else would be a weird one to catch here today? Bream, blue bream, spin fishing, or gudgeon. everything well. He's got a spin fishing one too. When you look at weekly zebra mussels, redworm, redworm, worm, redworm, original crank. Another Zanders is that was a weird graphics. I don't know if it came through. My screen, there was like a little flashing light, like there was someone on the dam flashing a light at me. What is today a marker bleak spin fishing? The entertainment value this game provides sometimes. Perch. Oh, I got it out of the water and thought I would pull it in, but nope. Moan fishy fish. Yeah. Weather is all weird and rainy, and today while walking the four-legged thing, I stepped up on, not really, we don't have true curbs in my neighborhood, but kind of where the street and front yards kind of meet, a little bit of a raised area for drainage, and one of them I stepped on also kind of just goes uphill naturally, and it was just pure mud, and I slipped and fell. Fine. Nothing hurt, just my pride a little bit, and a little bit of mud on my pants that I didn't even realize until I got home. Dog was confused. The Amazon van that I was standing up on the curb to get out of the way of, slowed down to make sure I was okay, which was nice. You know, he did. What are you? You're an asp. 1.5 kilo asp. Not bad. Amazon truck did nothing wrong. I just stood up and gravity did its thing and just slipped and slid about 6 inches along the curb trying to catch my balance, and then fell in a semi-natural way so I wouldn't get hurt. Which I'm not super young. And I got really bad ankles and I got a bad knee, so I have to be a little bit careful. So it's one of those. Once I knew I was going to fall, I kind of, you got to be careful. You don't want to fall and hurt yourself more, because I've done that before too. Actually, how I broke my hand years ago. So I was trying not to fall on my knee, but I landed with my hand spread and broke my thumb away from the rest of my hand. Combined with being 18 and not wanting to admit that I did something. Took a week or two, and they ended up having to go in and kind of re-break it to fix it and put I got a screw in my hand for the rest of my life now. And then I had a pin sticking out of my hand for a couple of weeks that they then pulled out. And the doc, when he was pulling the pin out, had to, basically just using a pair of pliers, and had to get a little bit closer to the skin to get it the last little bit of the way out, and ended up going a little bit too close and hitting the fresh skin where he'd been pulling that pin out, and that hurt so bad. I ended up smacking him in the head. My mom, I was 18. I actually broke my hand on my 18th birthday, and doc, I thought that was another day. The doc was all apologetic, and when he came back, he gave me a few minutes to kind of get my composure, because it hurt bad, and he knew he had made a mistake as soon as he did it. As soon as he kind of tapped the edge of my thumb with the pliers, he dropped the pliers to the ground. It's like, oh crap, I'm sorry. When he came back in, I had a pretty good doctor. He had done hand surgery on a Major League Baseball player, pretty much the exact same surgery I had. And evidently that Major League Baseball player smacked him on the head harder than I did when he did the same thing to the baseball player. It was just kind of instinct, get away from me. You just hurt me. And I realized what I was doing and held back. Not quite as fun as when I dislocated my shoulder and went into the doc afterwards for kind of my final visit with the doctor. And I'd basically been told, don't drive. You can't drive for, I can't remember how long it was, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever. Wear this brace, things like that. And I drove myself to my last appointment. I walked in with the brace on, but as soon as I got in, I wanted to take the thing off, and the doc had been having a med student shadow him, which they've got to do that. And it was an older doc, probably nearing retirement age anyway. And he came in and he's like, look, I kind of want my med student to have a first time with a patient alone in the room. Are you all right with that? I'm like, yeah, as long as you, validate what he's saying, come in afterwards. So when I broke my shoulder, I fell forward onto it. And usually when you dislocate a shoulder, it pops forward, towards your face rather than towards your back. For me, it popped backwards because I fell on it. So the med student just saw that I had a previously dislocated shoulder and gave me all, talked about it and how I had popped it forward and blah, 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 blah. And as soon as he said that, I kind of stopped listening to him. And when he got done with him, he's like, yeah, so do you have any questions for me? I'm like, yeah, did you actually read my chart? Because I fell on it and popped my shoulder backwards. And he's like, well, I learned something today. And the older doc came in laughing afterwards when it was all done. And he's like, you drove yourself here, didn't you? Because I seen no one waiting for you in the lobby. I'm like, yeah, I drove myself here. I'm fine. I know you can send me to physical therapy or you can tell me to do these 6 exercises that I've honestly already been doing because it's pretty much healed. And he's like, yeah, I agree with you. I can send you to physical therapy. You will get maybe a half degree more motion than you already have in it. Not really worth it. It's fun. It was fun. I think we're going to get whatever this is and then head back in. Getting to be nighttime again. I think my boat ticket may. So I got started about, I want to say it was about 2000 yesterday. I think I had a day in 19 hours. So I got time that I thought on. And I do have an extra 1-day ticket if I need. Always make sure you have a backup ticket or be standing on shore when you're fishing. You know, if I go somewhere that the boat can't get to, if you log out and log back in, hey, you'll magically appear back in town. But if your boat ticket runs out and you don't have a backup, you magically appear back in town and whatever was on your line is gone. Can't go, you don't get to finish that fish. You don't get to go buy a ticket when you get back, like would probably, pay a late fee. Probably happen in real life. As soon as your ticket expires, this is a good fish. No, I saw it. I couldn't quite tell what it was. In honor of his life being turned upside down a year and a half ago today, the dog is now snoring upside down on the couch next to me. Another asp? Another big chub. Another big chub. Did we just get another trophy chub? Nope. Close. 3.3 kilo. Not a bad fish. That'll be a good one to wrap it up on. I'm happy with that fish. I know I did say I was surprised the 4 kilo chub was a trophy. I went back and looked, and I got my chubs and my graylings confused. 4.4 kilo grayling is a trophy. 4 kilo chub is a trophy. But 46 fish in 55 minutes. Honestly, it was probably an hour and 15, an hour and 10 minutes. Not the best quantity wise, but quality wise, a pretty good day. And a bunch of just unexpected fish as well, too. So may not be the most profitable day because we didn't get any salmons. We did get some good Zanderses. Zanders. Colonel Zanders. We'll take a quick look at the fish market before I go sell anything. 160 silver, not bad. Not bad at all. Now that 4.7 kilo Zander was 29. But before I sell anything, let's go take a look at the cafe because a lot of times there's muscle orders. There are no muscle orders. It's all. Yeah. The only thing that would have been good is a trophy Ladoga salmon. Everything else is bottom or float fishing. Yeah, well. But again, 2 zebra mussels for 21 silver there. Zanders for 57 silver. 2 big ones were double digits each. Vindus for kind of okay. River mussel was a small one. The 21 silver for a pike is not bad for that 3 kilo. Double silver for dace. Chub are pretty reasonable. 4 silver for that bleak. 6 for the asp. So turned out to not be a bad day. 160 silvers. Just short of 3,000 silver. So hope you all enjoyed. We'll be back again on Friday on spin fishing, and we'll be back again tomorrow float fishing. And I hope you all have good tight lines between now and then, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye now.